Imagine this. Millions of years ago, way back in the Stone Age, some of our early ancestors might have stumbled upon wine by accident. Picture this, a bunch of wild grapes left behind, slowly bubbling away. What was happening? Microorganisms called yeast were having a feast. They ate the sugar in the grapes and, as a byproduct of their meal, created ethanol. That's alcohol. Voila! A low-alcohol, probably slightly fizzy surprise drink. These early humans probably loved it so much they'd go back to the same spot every year, intentionally crushing or stomping on grapes. They maybe even figured out tree resin could help keep it fresh, but only for a few days. You see, without proper sealing or special ways to stop oxygen from getting in, their homemade brew would quickly turn sour, becoming more like vinegar than wine. So they probably chugged it down pretty quickly, maybe even sharing it around a campfire. Good times! Fast forward to the Neolithic age, around 8000 to 4000 BC. People started settling down, building villages, and guess what? That's probably when real winemaking began. The region of modern-day Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan seems to be where the magic truly began. How do we know? Scientists found a special wine fingerprint, tartaric acid, in ancient pots. It's like finding a golden ticket that screams, "Wine was here!" And they even found yeast DNA. The earliest confirmed wine residue was found in Georgia from around 6000 BC. But hold on to your wine glasses. Recent discoveries in China show they were making a crazy Neolithic cocktail around 7000 BC, a mix of honey, rice beer, and possibly grape wine. And not long after, Iran was also joining the wine party. As time rolled on, wine became a big deal. Mesopotamia was trading it by 3500 BC, and in ancient Egypt, King Scorpion I had enough wine in his tomb to start a small winery, around 4,500 liters. The Levant became a major wine exporter, even sending Canaanite jars full of wine to Egypt. And you know wine was important when it's mentioned over 140 times in the Bible. The Egyptians even invented the first wine labels. Fancy, right? They used cylinder seals to stamp hieroglyphs onto clay stoppers, telling them what kind of wine it was and who it was for. And here's a fun fact. Some of these stoppers had little holes, like a tiny safety valve for fizz, confirming they were definitely for wine and not, say, ancient beer. Then came the Romans, the ultimate party planners of the ancient world. They took wine culture across Europe, though they famously watered down their wine, believing pure wine was, well, a bit barbaric. After Julius Caesar conquered Gaul, Roman vines spread like wildfire along rivers like the Rhone and Rhine. They even built a massive temple to Bacchus, the god of wine in Lebanon. Talk about dedication. In the Middle Ages, monks became the unsung heroes of wine, preserving and improving winemaking techniques. Then, with the age of exploration, wine hopped on ships and sailed across the oceans. The Spanish brought vines to Mexico in 1521, making it the first wine-producing country in the Americas. And the British introduced wine to Australia and New Zealand. It was a global wine takeover. But then came the ultimate wine villain, phylloxera. This tiny, super hungry louse from America started munching on grapevine roots everywhere in the late 19th century. It was like a horror movie for vineyards. France was hit first and hardest. Napa Valley, California, lost most of its vines, and parts of Australia were completely devastated. Panic spread. But fear not. Winemakers found a brilliant solution: grafting. They took European wine grapevines and attached them to the phylloxera-resistant roots of American vines. It was like giving them super-powered, louse-proof legs. Believe it or not, this disaster is sometimes referred to as a blessing in disguise. It forced winemakers to replant only in the best locations with the best grapes, leading to higher quality wines and even new regulations to protect wine regions. So while the damage was enormous, the changes that followed helped shape many of the wine regions and styles we love today. And a fun fact, Chile is one of the few places in the world that phylloxera never reached. Lucky ducks. From accidental sips in the Stone Age to sophisticated bottles today, the history of wine is a fascinating journey of human ingenuity, cultural exchange, and a whole lot of delicious fermented grape juice. Cheers to that!